You may say, Jill, this is kind of dramatic for stones. It's not. It's not dramatic. It's not. Because you're sick. I don't care if you have stage 4 cancer, if you have a kidney stone, if you have heart disease. I don't care what you have. You have something, and that matters to me. So I wanted to share this with you. Yesterday I was it yesterday? I don't know. The other day I was in the hospital. I don't know what day it is or what's going on. Damn pandemic. Yesterday, or whenever I was in the hospital. And I go every so often, every some weeks, because I have a liver pump inside my body. It's like the size of a hockey puck. And I used to fly back and forth to Sloan Kettering and get it serviced. My rectal cancer went to my liver, and that's how I got the stage 4 diagnosis. I'm in remission now, so don't worry, I feel great. But this pump was a pretty viable option for me to keep me alive, because I had a 28% survival rate when I got diagnosed when my cancer moved to my liver. So I have this hockey puck inside my body. It's kind of weird. I don't know if you could see it. It's pretty big. And it's titanium steel. It's inside my body. And even though I'm in remission, I have to keep this pump clicking and working, because God forbid I need it again. If they need to access it, if my cancer returns, we need to make sure it works. So every 8 weeks I have to go to the hospital, and they put a needle in it, and they fill this pump so it works. It works on my body temperature. It's pretty super cool. Anyway, why am I telling you all this? Well, because this pump was kind of a revolutionary kind of thing. It's been around for decades, but not many doctors believed in it. I would go to Sloan Kettering because there's a very famous doctor there that has done a lot of studies on this liver pump, and more people are finding it a viable solution for their stage 4 cancer. And more doctors all across the country are now not thinking this doctor at Sloan Kettering is a nutball, and they're seeing that it has actually helped. So why am I telling you all this? Well, because not a lot of people have gotten this liver pump, people in Chicago, the doctors that I work with here, I have oncologists at Sloan Kettering, and I have an oncologist here in Chicago. And so not many people, I was the first one at Northwestern to show up with this liver pump. Now more and more people are seeking treatment for this liver pump, and when their cancer leaves their rectum and goes to their liver, my doctors on both ends, those in New York and those in Chicago, were like, you may be able to use this liver pump. And then the patients are like, well, I need to know more about it. And my doctors say, there's this broad Jill. She has the liver pump. She will talk to you about what it's like. So I've met a lot of people on their journey as far as, what I think about having this pump inside my body. Do I think it helped me? Blah, blah, blah. So I give them, you know me, very honest, I give them the pros and cons of having this thing inserted in your body, and the upkeep and the maintenance and blah, blah, blah. So, I have lost a lot of people during this journey. A lot of people that came to me and sought out my opinions and, what I thought about the liver pump. Some of them decided to get it. Most of them did, because when you are looking at a 28% survival and you have children and you're, young and all this stuff, you do whatever you can to increase your rate of survival. So most of them did indeed get the liver pump. And every single one of them, last week was the last person that I mentored, if you will, about getting the liver pump that died. And so I'm telling you all this for a few reasons. What does this have to do with stones, Jill? You're really annoying right now. It ain't helping me. Hold on. My message today is this. Our body, don't take it for granted. Please don't. We are not guaranteed health. We're not. We're not guaranteed health. It is not a right. It is not a right. It is not a guarantee. We really need to appreciate what this machine does, you know? And so I have, way before my cancer, way before all my cancer friends, watching them die, liver pump, no liver pump. I've met many people in the last 5 years with cancer. We become friends. You know, just like you guys are here on this group, I have plenty of well, not plenty, but I have a couple stage 4 cancer Facebook groups I'm in. So I understand how you have a connection with each other. And when you watch people get a new stone or you watch people die, depending upon what group you're in, it's really hard. And so I can sit here and be sad and depressed. I was sad. My recent friend that just died, he was a beautiful man, and he has left behind him twins and a son, twin girls and a son, all under the age of 5 years old, and his, of course, wife. And he struggled, and he did whatever he possibly could to live. He did get the pump. We met for coffee all the time. We would talk all the time. And he's not here anymore. And he fought so hard. And everybody that I know fights. Once they're diagnosed, all of you in this group, once you get a kidney stone, you say to yourself, I'll be damned if I go through this again. It doesn't matter. You may say, Jill, this is kind of dramatic for stones. It's not. It's not dramatic. It's not. Because you're sick. I don't care if you have stage 4 cancer, if you have a kidney stone, if you have heart disease. I don't care what you have. You have something, and that matters to me. Because being sick is terrible, as you all know. So I don't want you to take for granted, one day that you have a body that moves you from one place to another, that you have a voice that speaks, that you have feelings that you can show, that you have the privilege of being able to exercise and train your body to work even harder for you. That you have the foresight to plan a meal to nourish your body. It doesn't mean that you can't have some Twinkies here and there or a cookie. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you have to overly restrict yourself. I eat plenty of foods on the kidney stone diet. I nourish my body mostly, though, with healthy foods. I have scars. I had a chemo port here. I have on my stomach scars that go from here to my pubic bone. I have scars from here where I had an ileostomy. I have scars here where my liver pump is. I have scars all over my body. And I can either look at them and go, boy, my body is so messed up. Or I can say, wow, have I gotten some major chances with all the surgeries I've had, all the things I've gone through. I have neuropathy in my hands and feet. When I exercise the way I do, it makes it worse. But I get through it. What am I, Santa Claus? What am I, the best thing that ever walked the earth? What am I, bragging here? No. I'm telling you, I understand what it's like to feel crappy. I understand what it's like to feel anxious. I understand what it's like to feel frustrated, overwhelmed, all of the things that you feel when you first come here. I get it. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I have been through so much, and I'm scared that this is going to come back, okay? So it's not like what you see me on screen. I'm very honest and very transparent, but every once in a while, I get nervous that I'm showing you too many muscles, me working out, me laughing, me this. I am all of that, but I am also the other side. We all have many sides. So I want you to understand that I know what it's like to be scared if something comes back. So these scars on my body are a reminder not to take one day for granted. Not one day. Maybe sometimes I take an hour or two for granted, but I never take a whole day for granted. We are not guaranteed, nor are we owed our health. You've got to work for it, people. I know that when we were younger, we didn't think a damn thing about being healthy. We thought we'd live forever. Nothing's going to get us. We're invincible. Now that most of us are in our 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, I'm looking at 60. And I know better than anybody, we ain't guaranteed health. So will a kidney stone diet guarantee you a cancer-free life? Absolutely not. Anybody that's going to tell you, do this diet, you're guaranteed this or that, you're not. But I'll tell you what it will guarantee. Because putting myself online the way I do, YouTube, Spotify, all the places I am, here on Facebook, I share a lot of things. And I get a lot of things in the background, so many great things I can't even tell you. I'm almost embarrassed by them. But sometimes some meanies say things like, Jill, I think you should really get off Facebook since you have this cancer. Why would you ever be telling people how to eat healthy when you have stage 4 cancer? So I'm going to tell you why I get on my soapbox and talk about this diet. It's a low salt, low sugar. Eat normal portions, please. Get some fluids, feed your bones. It's a rational lifestyle. And I talk about it because if I did not have a healthy lifestyle, going into all my surgeries, chemo, radiation, and all the years of hell that I went through, I don't know if I'd be here. What happens if I went into it 100 pounds overweight or with diabetes or with cardiovascular disease? I went in it as strong as an ox, and I believe that leading a healthy lifestyle is what led me to get through stuff better than somebody who didn't. My friends that have died, they also were leading a healthy lifestyle. They also were. Why am I still here? I think I have a horseshoe up my tush. That's the only way I can explain it. So when patients come to me and say, should I get this liver pump? I'm like, I don't know. That's something you're going to have to decide. I have a lot of friends that died with the liver pump. It didn't save them. So, did this liver pump save my life? I'm not sure. I really am not sure, because I've seen a lot of death with this liver pump. But I do know this. Live your very best life. Do your very best on most days. Make wise choices. Stop complaining that it's a pain in the ass to meal prep. You heard me. Stop complaining about the things that you actually can control. Stop complaining about that. My life is so very busy, and I have stress in my life, but I always find the time. I make the time to make healthy choices. So don't come here and complain about things that you have choices over. You can certainly complain about the things that you have gotten in life that you didn't have a choice about, but not about things you can control. I don't have a lot of patience for it. Why? Because I work harder than I know. I don't even know who. So I know how hard it is, but I also know that it's doable. And when you're ready to commit to the changes that you need to make, no matter what they are in your life, you'd be surprised how much time opens up. It's, are you mentally ready for the challenge? It may take a while for you to adjust to the changes you need to make. Everybody comes on this page and is very overwhelmed, and it makes perfect sense to me because, you're sick, you were thrown a list, now you've got to change everything, you don't know where to start, and you're certainly not getting any help, so I understand that. But what I don't understand is why people come here and think overnight they're supposed to change things. Nobody got sick overnight. It took months, years. Nobody gained 100 pounds overnight. It took months, years. So it's going to take a minute. I want you guys to be more compassionate with yourself and more patient with yourself. You will get it. It will take time. But please do me one big favor. Do not take your body for granted, your health for granted. Rejoice in how it moves for you every day. Rejoice that you actually have choices on how to nourish your body. And ask yourself, are you making the right choices so you can not only live a longer life, hopefully, again, it's not guaranteed, but living long is not fun unless you feel well. So being strong, keeping your weight where it needs to be. And why do I talk about weight? Because you're supposed to be a little sex pot? No, who cares about that? We talk about losing weight if you need to because it helps with comorbidities, which means you don't want to. Being overweight is a precursor for kidney stone disease, diabetes, everything, okay? So it's very important to get to a weight that's ideal for your body, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's important to me that you don't take your body for granted. Please don't. Please find the time, find the time to do healthy things for yourself. Because my friends, they ran out of time. And it's not because they didn't try. And it's not because they didn't appreciate what they had. They fought like hell, but they're not here because we're not guaranteed our health. So please, 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 I always tell you, I can't care about your health more than you do. Make the changes that you need. Sometimes it's getting out of an unhealthy relationship. It could be many things. It doesn't always have to do with food. Think about what I'm saying. Watch this video a couple times and let this sink in, because I see a lot of death around me. Good people working hard. And I want you to work hard because you do have choices. Every single day, you have choices. Try to make the best ones that work for you. And you know where to find me if you need me. I love you all. Have a good weekend.